Let me ask you a question. Whether you trade the football markets, the currency markets, the stock markets, or the commodity markets, how many times have you been in a trade that you didn't really know what you were going to do if a particular scenario played out? And let me clarify that. What I'm talking about is getting into a trade based on the way that you feel about a trade rather than having a plan for what you're going to do, for a reason for getting into the trade, and then a plan for getting out of that trade. If the trade goes against you, then understanding where the levels are that you're going to be made wrong, or if something were to happen in a football match, like a red card, for example, to already understand that if that were to take place, that you're then going to close the trade. You see, what I'm referring to here is trading without a plan. And I want to talk to you in this video about why it's so important that actually you trade with a plan and how it's going to improve your trading results. But before we get into it, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell so that you get a notification as and when I release a new video. Okay, so let's talk about trading with a plan and why it's so important. You see, when you trade without a plan, what ends up happening is you end up trading emotionally. And we understand as human beings, and we've all been there, we've all done it, we're all guilty of it. But as human beings, we suffer from emotions. And when you have money on the line, you tend to make the wrong decision. So you tend to do the opposite of what you should do. So for example, let's say you're taking a trading loss. What you should do is you should close that, you should accept the loss, and you should move on to the next trade. What you usually end up doing is you hold the loss. You sit there and you pray and you hope that the market turns around and something sort of just, you're lucky enough for something to save you from the trade that you're in because you're taking the loss. And that usually comes from a place of trading without a plan, without understanding and knowing what you're going to do in every eventuality when you're in a trade. You see, probably the simplest but the most effective bit of trading advice that I can give you is to make sure that when you do take a trade, whether you're trading the football markets or whether you're trading the currency markets or whatever markets it is that you're trading, that you have a plan for what you're going to do when you're in a trade. Obviously, you have the reasoning for taking the trade, but you understand what you're going to do in every eventuality. So let's say, for example, you're trading the football markets. And as I said, this applies to every market, but let's say you're trading the football markets and you're looking at laying the draw. So the game is currently tied. You're going into, let's say, the 70th minute mark and you want to lay the draw. Well, instead of just clicking lay the draw button and hoping for the best, write down why it is that you want to do that. So give yourself good reasoning for getting into the trade. So you could say, X team is playing Y team. X team is clearly very strong. They're top of the table. Y team is bottom of the table. X team have a tendency to score goals in the last 15 to 20 minutes of the game. They've got a 90% win rate at home. Whatever the criteria is, but write it down and write down why you're going to get into the trade. And then write down what you will do in every eventuality if the trade were to go against you or if it were to go for you. So you could write down, for example, if a red card, if somebody gets given a red card, then I'm going to close the trade immediately because the reasoning for being in the trade is no longer there. Whether that be a loss. If the weaker team were to go in front, I'm going to close my entire trade because there's a good chance that the stronger team will get back into it and the game will then end as a draw. If the stronger team goes ahead, depending on when they go ahead, you might decide to take partial profits or, take full profits, again, depending on when the goal is scored. But essentially, you understand what you're going to do in every scenario for that trade. And what that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to trade with less stress and more consistently. Because if you make the decision before you actually have money on the line and you execute according to the plan that you've set out for yourself, you're going to find that your results are going to be more consistent and actually they're going to be better because your decision-making process and your overall ability to make decisions is enhanced when you don't have money on the table. Okay? So as I said, this isn't a long video. It's not something that I want you to dwell on too much. It's just a very simple but useful bit of trading advice that I think that you should take and follow, because I believe that regardless of the market it is that you're trading, it's going to enhance your trading results. In fact, I know it's going to enhance your trading results. There's no drawback to writing down a plan. So putting down onto paper or onto your computer screen or somewhere what your plan is and your reasoning for taking a trade. There's no downside to it. There's only upside. So do me a favor, do this for at least the next 10 trades, and then post a comment beneath the video and let me know how it goes. Let me know if this actually helped you, if this little piece of advice has enhanced your trading results. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.